All right, this is round one of event of week two of Grand Arena. My first Grand Arena in Kyber. This one is going to be a toughish match. There's a lot of Galactic Legends I'm up against here. Not super high relics, but just the fact that there's so many of them is a bit of a worry. Their modding's pretty decent as well, which I think I'd check out in a second here. Yeah, modding's pretty decent on all. Speeds are looking pretty good. Hello. This is also the first Grand Arena since my girlfriend and I got a cat. So he's just walking around my feet now. It's been very hot here and we don't have aircon, so he's a bit unhappy. But we all are. He's okay. He's been under the bed and under the coffee table for most of the day, just cooling down. As you might have seen before, not many Datacrons, which fills me with a bit of confidence, but all 3 GL ships. So I was a little bit worried about the ship defense they might set as hello, as I can't really clear all 3 ships on GL ships on defense, and he didn't have any Grand Arena data of people clearing ships. So I was a little bit worried, but I thought I'd just go for it. Pretty easy defense. I think I show it towards the end. I ended up setting, I'll talk about it in a sec actually. I really wanted to try out the Stranger. My friend convinced me to try it on Java because really I didn't have anywhere else to try it out. I wanted to go, it was either Barriscron with the Healercron for the revive or use an Attackercron, and I thought I'd use an Attackercron just to get some ramping damage and hopefully ignore Cassanton's Taunt. Hello, baby. So here I'm just kind of thinking about what I want to do, if I really want to do this, and decided to just go for it. I don't have regular Maul, which is really annoying because he gives a lot of damage out to the team. Hello. Anyway, not a great start here. I just use this one. I think I used the second special, or do I use the first special? I think I used the second special because I'm trying to use multiple of it. So that I can hopefully get an insta-kill on Cassanton. If you use the second special 3 times on the same opponent consecutively, then then you get a, do you want tickles? You want scratches? Yeah? Then you get an insta-kill, but I noticed that I can insta-kill with the basic. So, Cassanton down, which is nice. I was a bit worried about thermals, as Stranger is not the tankiest, and it seems like if you want to beat Stranger, you just have to kill him. Like, he's not very tanky, and thermal detonators absolutely run through him. So I wouldn't really, right here, I was a bit worried. But I think Jabba's probably not the play, just using him. It's probably just going to be similar counters to what the old Starkiller team could go up against. Hello. However, I think he can beat Leia from the looks of it. Might be able to beat JMK, but really not sure yet. You'll have to use a specific Cron to bring a revive, I think. But all in all, this battle went pretty well. Hello, do you want to come up and sit with me? You want to go into your tunnel? Yeah. Battle went pretty well, all things considered. managed to get a Star Killer ult at the end to get some health back. Jabba trying to steal my banners. However, I just wiped him out with Star Killer. So full banners here. I'm more worried with what I've said on defense is I took Leia off of defense just to give it a go and put Jabba on instead. And then I took Padme off defense and put my Malgus team on instead. And hopefully that gets a hole or two. I really didn't need to do it for this battle, for this Grand Arena rather. I don't need Leia, and Leia's much better on defense here with the R2-D2 Cron, especially because the R2-D2 Cron apparently got fixed to actually give 50% turn meter on the basic instead of 25, which I've noticed, but I hadn't really said anything about it to anyone because I thought people... No, I thought I might just be skitzing or something, I'm not really sure. But thought I'd use Bane here because I don't really trust my JML at the moment. And yeah, this one goes pretty easily. So because I don't think I'm going to stonewall on defense, I need to be really efficient here. This one is fine, and the Star Killer one's fine, but I'm really worried about some of the other teams. I'm also really worried about ships, because if I can't clear ships, then I'm screwed. And if I, that's if they set all 3 GL ships. And I'm recording this voiceover basically right after I've played it, so don't have the results yet, but I'll do a little add-on tomorrow once everything's finalized after work, and hello, and I'll finish this off then. Anyway, thought I'd just use CLS against Gas. Pretty easy counter, all things considered. Start by stunning Rex so that he can't pass turn meter. Then go all out on Gas. Then start working down 5s so that he doesn't use his sacrifice. Go after Rex next. Go after Echo. And then I went, crap, I'm going to lose Chewie here, like regular Chewie. Especially here, I was really worried that some counterattack or AoE would wreck me. But no issues here. Luckily, he didn't target Chewie, and pretty abysmal banners, all things considered, for when I'm really wanting to be efficient. But that's okay. I think I can make up for it elsewhere with my GLs if he doesn't have anything in the back. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to use here. I thought I might use Empire, but then I realized I didn't have Vader, so I kind of went back on that one. I was tempted to use Great Mothers just to start throwing teams, but I didn't end up using Great Mothers here because I thought that would be a bit silly. Just in case there's something in the back. I had a feeling there was some sort of conquest character team. I couldn't remember from my scouting very well. I did it just the other day, so thought I'd just throw Phoenix at this, especially with a turn meter cron. I'm actually in the process of putting together a little spreadsheet to look at how starting turn meter affects effective speed, which is really straightforward if you just think about it. 2 characters of the same speed, one of them starts with 10% turn meter, you need to have 1 over 0. You need to have your speed divided by 0.9 to get to find the speed that is equivalent. But once it gets to about 30% turn meter, from my theoretical spreadsheet data so far, once it gets to about 25-30% turn meter, you really have to be fast to overcome that, especially with how fast my Rex is, who's just under 300 speed from memory. So just needed to kill Echo first so that he can't put out the mass days, and then I'm set, and I can just go and turn me to train everyone. They do get some turns off, unfortunately, but they don't really do anything. I've got enough recovery. The starting taunt on Rekka is bypassed because I have the support Cron, and Rex is a support, which means he dispels all enemy buffs at the start of his turn, which is nice. Here I look back and go, Quadme, right, good thing I kept Great Mothers. Just going to use that there straight away. Wasn't really sure what Cron I wanted to use. I could use the Dark Side support Cron, or I could use an attacker Cron. I think I decided on the support Cron just because it makes me slightly less likely to die to some random mass assist. I also did something weird this battle, and instead of blessing Spirit, I decided to bless Death Trooper Peridia because he has a better relic delta and seems to be dealing a lot of damage recently. I've found that hits like a train, especially after like a couple turns. So good start here. Put Doomed on Queenie. Unfortunately, I've just got to keep hitting the decoy. I'm dealing a lot of damage to the decoy too, which is annoying. I think I should mod my Death Trooper Prettier to be a little bit faster. Just have a little bit better mods. I think his mods are slightly subpar. Here I'm getting a bit worried, and then I just, without thinking, click the first special of Spirit, which means Queenie gets her damage immunity, which is annoying. I try to go after Qui-Gon, don't really deal any damage, and then she uses her grapple hook, which is a pain. So that didn't do anything. I've got to just work through the decoy again. Here I use... Oh, I thought I used the AoE here. Here I think I just thought I might be able to one-tap her after she's lost a bit of max health, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. So I go for it again in just a second here. Very, very close now, but this AoE I think takes her out. So that's all good. Next is Master Qui-Gon, because he's just annoying, very, very, very strong support character. Use the AoE here. Relic Delta means Ayla gets absolutely blown out of the water. And then I just focus down Qui-Gon. Here I just use the Mass Assist to get rid of the decoy as soon as possible. And then bang. Was a bit confused because I didn't get the Doomed ability. And then bang again. So easy max banners. At this point, I'm thinking, well, I don't really have that many teams left to clear, and I've still got 3 GLs and Queen Amidala, so it should be fine. Radis is my go-to counter for Qui-Gon Jinn because they're just really tanky. Jedi Knight Anakin, his AoE does a bit, but with protection up, the protection up I have, it doesn't really do that much. That being said, I do want to kill Anakin very quickly because subsequent basics will start to hurt my K2SO. I just use this here to clear some debuffs and clear all the foresight, more importantly. That hurt a little bit. I was really trying to... I shouldn't have done that. I should have used his grenade because I really want to try and get back to another Radis first special for some recovery. But I didn't get around to it. That's okay. Now I'm just looking at what teams are left. This is Wamperable. Wamper with an Attacker Cron chews through it. Not even close. Even without an Attacker Cron, it's pretty decisive. But with an Attacker Cron, it just made it so much easier. Hello. If you decided to come out from under the bed, do you not want to look out the window? I know you like looking at all the birds out there. Hello. Hello. This one, I can really just put it on auto, start with the first special, get some protection up, pretty straightforward. It's not often that I think I'm going to be able to use my Wampa up in Kyber, so take whatever chance I can get to use it. Speed up on basic means I'm taking a lot of turns, especially with my second special giving me 15% turn meter for each active enemy. So here I can just keep smacking away, basic, basic, basic. They're really slow, and Droidica loses speed when it goes into this formation, so hello. So I'm just waiting, hoping it doesn't one-shot me, and it doesn't. I didn't think it would, but I don't know, I've had some pretty unlucky ones. Now I've got 4 teams left to go, and 3 GLs, and Queen Amidala, so I'm pretty happy. I don't think there's going to be any issue here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. But I decide that I'm going to try and underman as many of these as possible to make up for my lost banners. I have a feeling I'll be able to steal some banners from my opponent with the current teams I've set. So any extra banners I can make up is going to really mean a lot. Again, I've got a full clear, but hopefully I can full clear and it's not going to be an issue. Here, just use first special and try and get some damage going. I'm really just waiting for Obi-Wan to get to a second special and wipe everyone out, and that's what I've done. So, yep, back wall cleared, 3 GLs, 3 teams, really straightforward here. Not really sure who to use against Maul because I mean, it's a really bad Maul team, but I don't want him to be really fast and just steal some banners off me. So thought about going Leia, but then I decided that, I mean, just faster than my Drogon and R2, I think. And I didn't want him to get anything off there and steal some banners. So I went with Supreme Leader Kylo, mainly because his poke. If I'm going to be faster, no pre-taunt, so I can just poke his I ignore taunt anyway, but I can just poke Maul, and there's not going to be an issue in the slightest. So decide to underman it like this. The crew is there just in case they get some attacks off, so I'm not going to lose too many banners. However, the poke with the Cron just annihilates him. Whistling Birds almost comes out here. Though it doesn't matter, and I get away with 67 banners, which is pretty good. Hello. Just giving Mr. Louis some belly tickles, belly scratches. Yeah, big scratch, big stretch. Here I was tempted to just 3-man it, but I didn't want some weird shenanigans to go on, and I lose some banners, so I thought I'd bring Hoda just as some sustain, and then chuck this tank Cron on and win. Looking back on this, I probably could have taken out Revan. However, Revan did get me a nice little turn meter loop going, because here I can use my stun, and then I can just pass back to Luke and keep taking turns. And also because Revan is an attacker, or is not a tank really, whenever he uses a special ability, he's calling JML to assist, so it works out pretty well. Didn't lose any extra banners here, which was nice. 66. I think I've almost at this point made up for the banners that I lost with the gas battle. And then here I just use this insanely strong R2 Cron, which means I'm probably not going to have any issues at all. As I was just saying, that 145% defense and 65% health is just insane. They're just so tanky, which is why I usually put this on defense, and I probably will in the future. That hurt my banners a little bit, which was annoying, but I decided not to use my basic and just hand out some strategic, what's it called? Strategic advantage or whatever. Hello, sitting up on my lap. Oh, don't know if you guys heard that. He jumped off and meowed. Do you want to go out there? All right, I'll let this play out for a sec, and we'll take a look at ships just while I let him out the door. All right. Good news is three ships that I can beat, which is nice. I think I'm a little bit worried about Chimera versus Finalizer just because of the relic difference. However, it should be okay. This is a really easy battle. It's honestly not even worth watching. Actually, hang on. I'm going to check the door's not open. Alright, my housemate was just outside and I was just making sure she hadn't left the back door open, which doesn't look like she has, so... as I said, this battle's really straightforward. With the introduction of Rogue One, it's just so trivial. I did the order bit more correct here by using Outrider's first special first so that I can take full advantage of the speed up rather than it immediately getting dispelled. At this point, it shouldn't really matter that I don't think I would have hit ult there anyway. I was really hoping that Rogue One would do a lot of damage here, but it just didn't. However, it does get a good number of hits going, which is nice. Clear the Foresight, and I get a bunch of assists, which is good. Get some more assists here, and then I can just hit my ult and clear it without any issues whatsoever. I mean, Bosk is still really annoying to get through, but Rogue One hits like a truck, so no issues, bamboo tissues. 76 banners is really nice. Here, this battle is really annoying. I didn't expect to have an issue. I did not expect to have an issue at all. And I don't remember exactly what went wrong. I took in Wedge just in case. Although I was like, no, I haven't lost this battle yet. I've won with like average banners, but I haven't lost this battle yet. My mate hasn't lost this battle yet, so I thought this should be fine. However, you will soon quickly see that it didn't go very well. Here, I didn't use the AoE. Oh, did I? Oh, maybe I did use AoE twice. Interesting how the projectiles went different directions that time. That dodge was the first issue. The second issue was BTL B-Wing just wouldn't die. Anakin did die, but BTL Y-Wing just lived, which meant I couldn't do that there. Next thing is Marauder resisted my turn meter reduction, which was very annoying. I don't know if I don't know if it's immune to turn meter reduction or not, but well. Next issue, my B-Wing got dazed, and also more dodges, and Marauder managed to ability block everyone. So really not looking happy here. I just need to finish it off now, but Marauder Basic's looking more and more dangerous as time goes on. Here I do this to remove some turn meter, which I did, so not really sure what's going on there. Of course, Plo Koon comes in and heals it all the way back to full health. I don't bring in Wedge, which I think was a bit of a throw here. I just Actually, I'm not really sure. It meant that B-Wing could take another hit, so... yeah, lost my Cassian. Here I use the Mass Assist thinking, oh, this will be fine, and that's when I really should have brought in Wedge, but didn't do anything. This didn't do much either. I assisted off myself from the looks of it, but didn't do much damage. 2 great dodges there, but at this point doesn't matter. Here, I think I can just win now, and so I didn't bring in Wedge because I thought I'll just tear through these 2, and I won't have had to bring in Wedge. But then they mass assist on my B-Wing, so that's annoying. Here I take away the turn meter, get some assists going, but Umbaran just is not dying. I think he's got to relegate 5s, and then Ahsoka comes in, and this is where it really goes downhill. So bring in Wedge finally. I should have brought in Wedge maybe 4 turns ago. Use his first special, nuke it out of the sky, but at this point Ahsoka is just all this protection up, and having the retribution is really annoying. So here I think, oh, maybe I can make something happen. I don't know why I clicked this. I should have just basicked, but then comes in the Negotiator ult, and both my guys die. So my one and only drop in ships, and dropping in ships is not good at all. So now I just have to go ahead and see if Chimera works, and I don't. If I lose this, then the GAC is just flat out dead. Like there's no chance. No chance he doesn't full clear me. So I really have to win this first go, and it's not looking good at the start. Not looking good at all. I got the stun on my TIE Bomber, which is annoying. But I come in here and get a stun myself just to prevent mass assists from coming back, and protection recovery with its basic. Here I think I'd just go after TIE Fighter as soon as I can, and then I use the Buff Dispel here. Is it Buff Dispel? No, ability block here. Oh, and Buff Dispel. Here I just do a cheeky little heal, and then realize that he had healing immunity anyway, but the offense up might help. He being TIE Pilot, but TIE Fighter's gone now. I'm really worried at this point that I'm not gonna get this. However, I thought maybe with that foresight will save me. It didn't. That dodge was really nice though. This, if it goes after, if that went after TIE Defender, I probably would have lost. However, it went after Vader, which is okay. I used the basic thinking that the assist will kill, but I got 2 really lucky dodges. And I then get ult and wipe everything. So 68, not very good here. And then this one, I just use Executrix with some leftover bounty hunters to do a little bit of a cleanup. So kind of deciding what I want to do. Was going to bring in IG, but then my mate was like, no, bring in Xanadu Blood. IG's shit. And I was like, cool. All right. Notice it's an R9 Ahsoka, which definitely didn't help my chances. However, this one's pretty cut and dry. Like, it's a 3v1. My capital ship's shit, but my relic levels are okay on my pilots, and punishing one's really good against light side enemies. So also, if I just get breach on it, then my slave one immediately gets its what's it called? It's Iron Bomb. So here I thought this would kill. It didn't because of Unending Loyalty, but then, which I'd completely forgotten about. But then the Iron Bomb wins. So 47, not very good. 1834, which ideally I would have gotten about 1870, but it's okay. Anyway, this is my defense. Put Jabba on with the Cron, the Boba Cron, and then put my Malgus team down here, which my Malgus team isn't great, but hopefully with Jawa Cron, someone will underestimate it and it'll be all good. That's my ship defense. It's really shit. I'm just laughing here at how shit it is. And then back wall is nothing special. So maybe Ewoks will get a hold. They have in the past, but see. Anyway, then I get jump scared by the newsletter. So hope you guys enjoyed this round. I'll do an update tomorrow. The next round I'm probably not going to get a time to record, but I'll see what I can make happen. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks, guys. I'm actually recording this like a week later, or not a week. Oh yeah, about a week later. I just haven't had time to sit down and record, so it's been a flat out one. But I got the win. CCC only attacked once, so bit of a disappointing victory, but a victory nonetheless. So I'll not much really more to say about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.